The Coinseries channel is pleased to have you back. Bitcoin will lead the next cryptocurrency market impetuous increase, according to one of my favorite chart experts. What XRP should be doing based on its historical performance is exactly what it is doing at the moment, I can guarantee you that. Regarding the most recent market cycle, allow me to tell you something. XRP's price surged 5 months before it peaked in 2021, marking the beginning of its cycle top. It was about $2 back then. The exact amount is unknown, although it was 20-something cents in October of 2020. The value it subsequently reached soared to around 80 cents in the span of a week or two. Turn this trash over to the SEC. Nonetheless, that unexpected upswing did occur in 2020. Despite the ridiculousness at the SEC, XRP still made it to nearly $2 after 5 months. As a result, this has a lot of backing from the past. In 2017, this was likewise the case, as I mentioned in yesterday's video. You might remember that the price of XRP dropped more than 40 cents after rising to almost half a penny. For around 65 days, that cycle ranged from 15 to 20 cents, or roughly thereabouts. Following that, it persisted in its frosty ascent to above $4. Therefore, a quick adjustment before we hit a new record high is not unusual. If that's the case, then many XRP observers are projecting that the cryptocurrency will surge past $1 sometime this year. Everyone finally accepts it as inevitable, even though it appears ridiculous at the moment. For the time being, I will not allow myself to get sidetracked by pessimism. Sure, there are many who doubt XRP. The impatience of long-term property owners is common. I wish I could help you, but please, take a deep breath and think about the past. It should be enough to put this to rest. I also mentioned that I was wondering whether there have been any major inflows into the cryptocurrency market this week. That remains true, incidentally, despite the fact that the price of Bitcoin has virtually been moving in a straight line. The Wilmington reports that after a steady decline of almost 18 months, the value of all stable coins has risen, which is encouraging news. So far, December seems to be the second straight month with a rise, and while that may be the end, I can't say for sure. To be honest, I don't see that as a very bullish indicator. This is going to turn out badly, my child. In all candor, I'm beginning to imagine that. For the record, I did not grow up in a wealthy household. Since I do not hold the title of financial advisor, I implore you not to let my words influence your investing choices. For fun, I like to make videos about cryptocurrencies and upload them to YouTube. I simply enjoy it. Furthermore, for the purpose of entertainment. In my opinion, you will find this piece about crypto from Chart Infinite to be genuine. This analyst, who I mentioned at the beginning of the video and who is one of my favorites, provided this Bitcoin USD chart this morning, December 17th, to put things in context. In addition, the USD/Bitcoin value chart begins in August. The market had not yet hit rock bottom when the chart started. Following this, we have the fund stance as a result of the price action during the previous few months. But here are his comments anyhow. Why? Because for the most part of the past week, prices have been consolidating, meaning they have moved sideways, but have remained above $40,000. Certainly up to this point. Consequently, he declared, with $6,000 under its belt, Bitcoin's price action is booming. As we near the end of the fourth wave of consolidation above $40,000, we are getting ready for the next impulsive drive to $60,000 and beyond. And so, I will take note of this. He was talking about something recently, I can't quite place when, but recently. Listen, he said something like, look, based on how things have progressed, which I won't repeat here because it annoys me, but basically, he said that, given the current trajectory of events, he didn't think Bitcoin was going to suddenly surge to $50,000. Then, he said, a simple correction to the downside is in order, according to his observations of the market's behavior. In his mind, we'll just glide past that, once we reach the point where $60,000 will be the next significant level of resistance. He says the structure is spotless. I seriously doubt this fourth wave can dip below $40,000 without causing damage to any structures, but it could. That will be interesting. Whenever I think about market making days, it's usually just Bitcoin. Even if altcoins have good news, it's usually hard to see. But then it happens. Money keeps flowing even while Bitcoin is operating. Also, if we're talking about Bitcoin's incredible rise from its current level, not quite 50%, but getting closer by the second, I feel like a lot of people are jumping to conclusions about XRP's future success based on its present price, which is ridiculous, because all coins are going to explode at a record high of roughly $70,000. On a personal level, I have a large stake in XRP, but I've had plenty of chances to position myself over the years. All the required legal clarity is present. Everything is looking good. I'm really excited to be involved in the cryptocurrency market. Examining the current state of affairs in the cryptocurrency space, for instance, and what is reasonable to assume, if his performance in the stock market keeps going well and Bitcoin maintains its position as the leading market for XRP, then why shouldn't we expect XRP to reach a new record high? Finally, this article was published in a Bitcoin magazine. VanEck is a massive crypto investment firm that manages, $76 billion worth of assets. They released a video clip featuring their CEO. Listen up, everyone, he just said, quote, all-time highs in the next 12 months into mentioning Bitcoin on CNBC. So what if you don't own Bitcoin? Or maybe you're just like me and hold it, you're not enthusiastic about Bitcoin, you should still do it. Diversification should be a priority regardless of your reasons. To maintain its position as a leader, we rely on it. Furthermore, this is widely believed to be the outcome. This isn't a lone occurrence either. Actually, that's the exact reason I enjoy keeping tabs on supplementary data points here. Plus, Cointelegraph recently gave some viewpoint. Rick Cashew wrote a post today, and I'd like to summarize it for you. It's a really broad study, but he claimed that Bitcoin's rally has been taking a break for a few days, but that nobody has ignored its strong rally in 2023. Paxos, a cryptocurrency business, surveyed U.S. financial services organizations and found that 99% of them were continuing or increasing their investment in crypto projects from last year. In a post that was once Twitter, senior research analyst at Bitwise Ryan Rasmussen outlined 10 predictions for the cryptocurrency market in 2024, and analysts are getting more and more enthusiastic on Bitcoin and the crypto field overall. I don't pretend to know where Bitcoin is going to top, or if it will top in 2024 or 2025. However, the cool thing is that we had that happen last cycle too, even if people are expecting Bitcoin to go much higher than it ultimately does. He believes it will soar to $80,000 in 2024 and more money will be used to settle using stable coins. Before that cycle, we didn't have. When Bitcoin achieved its all-time high of over $20,000 in 2017, some of you may remember that there were demands for it to go above $50,000 and, eventually, $100,000, and that was just at the beginning. That, of course, was not accurate. People are infamously terrible at selecting top analysts anyway, so was it your and the previous market cycle in 2021? Oh my, 70,000. Just wait, are we at 100,000 or 150,000? The good news for XRP holders like us is that we don't have to fret over whether Bitcoin will reach $100,000 before XRP reaches new all-time highs. All it needs is hit a new all-time high. The reason being that XRP can never reach a new all-time high unless Bitcoin does so first. I could care less if it's 80,000, 90,000, or 100,000. Seriously, I could care less. Furthermore, I may choose not to sell my Bitcoin if the price is too low to entice me. The way it gets determines it, you know. A little over $100,000 will start to pique my interest. But I've been very open and honest about this with my XRP. My altcoins, and notably my largest asset, XRP, will make up the most of my cryptocurrency riches. I will examine this. Greg Crypto, a chart analyst, has an opinion. This is an altcoin chart that he published, and it only shows the overall market cap of cryptocurrencies, not Bitcoin. Additionally, he penned the following altcoin structural breakdown. Every single coin has broken the framework that was so strongly rejecting the flip that it could not support the breakthrough that happened in the final weekly candle. The crucial retest period has begun, and we may see a 5.5 move within 1 week's worth of candles. Okay, I'll pause to mention that if that happened, alt-currencies' market caps would reach $858 billion at the time he tweeted this, which, incidentally, was this morning at the start of the game, which is what he's saying about appointments. With his $722 billion, and now we're talking about an increase from $722 billion to $858 billion, we had the opportunity to achieve something absolutely remarkable, something that may alter the course of our lives indefinitely. I will continue to be a Bitcoin supporter and hold on to it until I am convinced to sell. I will feel that level of enthusiasm. He failed to ignite my passion, if you get my point. There is a reason why many cryptocurrency holders, especially those in the XRP community, are less enthusiastic about Bitcoin. The question then arises, what exactly is the $1.137 trillion? He subsequently stated that he was part in a 702 deception. Perhaps that's why I felt at ease reading his statement, he truly believes it. The next time you bull, he probably told you to really loosen up and give it your best. Considering that alternative assets peaked at $1.72 trillion in the last market cycle, he thinks it's reasonable. He predicts that we might see 2.3 times that amount this cycle. What are you referring to when you say, here, what 3.36 trillion? May I have a look at that? However, there is something I feel compelled to disclose at this point because, as I am recording this, the all-time high for all coins was $1.72 trillion. The total market capitalization of all coins is well about $800 billion as of this writing. So, you might be under the impression that, well, there isn't much of a chance left. After all, we'll reach that record high, roughly speaking, $1.7 trillion, with just a 2x. Is a 2.3x increase really that significant of a jump to the upside? Is it truly that large? So, even for altcoins, how big of an upside is there? Do you think it's possible? Well, this is certainly not the best perspective to take, but why? Since altcoins don't suddenly become popular, when one goes boom, a lot of people will sell their highs. Professor, so, just so you know, the cryptocurrency market is going to be awash in cash. I don't know whether someone has ever put this together, but it's worth considering. But think about it, after a cycle ends, if you go back at the all-time highs of every coin, when they were at their height, it would be worth far more than $3.36 trillion. In all likelihood, it's more than $10 trillion. Those figures would be fascinating to see run, so I guess I wouldn't say no. But at the same time, so, I can't have it both ways. Despite that, there's a lot of promise in this. Plus, I won't be greedy, and it will be a good time. Things start to pop at that point. I aim to sell a variety of items throughout this market cycle. I have faith in this space and intend to stick on to my cryptocurrency for the long haul, so I have never cashed out into US dollars. Up until now, I've been completely right. This isn't an ideal procedure, in fact, it's quite messy. But in my case, all I do is buy items, sit down, and hold, that's all. And it works. In the context of the stock market, I was aware it was effective. So I did the same thing when I jumped into crypto more than 6 years ago, and now look at how much money I made. The item I bought back then is worth so much more than what it was then you should check this out. Okay, so here we have a news from the Daily Huddle. Steady coin market cap flashes favorable indicator for crypto liquidity, according to analytics firm. A leading analytics organization has predicted that the market capitalization of stable coins would continue to rise, which would indicate that participants in the crypto market have more purchasing power. The overall value of stable coins is expected to increase in December for the second consecutive month, following a year and a half of decline. This bodes well for the liquidity of the cryptocurrency market. Additionally, the block examines the net flows of Bitcoin exchanges, which measure the movement of Bitcoin in and out of centralized exchanges by deducting the amount of Bitcoins withdrawn from its deposits. The analytics firm reported that Bitcoin exchanges had net inflows of $860 million this week, which is the highest amount in 9 months. Because of this, consider, what are people doing while prices are flat? Thus, it's really another metric among several that you can consider. Research into the cryptocurrency market has not turned up any conclusive evidence. If you want to know how something affects things, you can look at fundamental analysis, technical analysis, the socials, and the macro environment, among other things. Since it's only an additional item, there are plenty of things to examine here. What an intriguing thing, though. The analytics firm reported a net inflow and exchange of $860 million this week, the highest figure in 9 months. Furthermore, I am aware that huge influxes into exchanges can, depending on the details, indicate that people are about to sell. The question remains, though, if some people do sell down to what has been happening here for the last week or so? Numerous signals of strength have been discovered by many specialists in respectable crypto, among others. Well, sure, people have been doing that, and it makes you wonder how much stable coins are just a commodity that people are waiting to buy. Take the events of the past few months as an example. It's not new, but what I mean is that we keep heading in that direction. So that's what makes it so entertaining. This is one of the many things that is amazing and thrilling. You know that this was the situation when I joined the cryptocurrency market in 2017, which was an odd moment to do so. Alright, there are these wild, euphoric ballrooms happening, which is why it's enjoyable. It was the same in 2020 as we entered 2021. And yet, here we are. It still looks and feels the same. The fact remains that it does. I don't think so. Everything is falling into place, but logic and evidence are my strong suits. I apologize, but I do not have any expertise in that area. Please do not let anything I say influence you to buy anything for yourself. I am looking forward to 2024 because I think we are in for an exciting ride. I hope you all like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you later. Goodbye.